Good afternoon. My name is Nadia Rodriguez, and today I will be discussing The Devil's Highway by Luis Alberto Urrutia. And today is September 16 of 2024. So this is how the book looks like, and it's based off a true story. This book does contain some harsh and sensitive topics regarding deaths and assault, so please be aware of the content that is coming up. The Devil's Highway is a story about the experiences of crossing the border from Mexico to the US. The book mainly talks about three main categories, which is the Border Patrol, coyotes, and the experiences of crossing the border. So, one of the encounters that this book talks about is about how major groups of police laugh at the dying Mexicans that need water. Police react by pouring drinking water to the ground in front of their faces and laughing at them. A lot of these police would also place women in handcuffs and place them in the back of their cars to sexually assault with other policemen. However, not all police were corrupt, and some genuinely did care for the lost and abandoned, so they would actually search for the people who needed help and provided them with food and water. So the next section that this book mainly talks about is the coyotes and the gang members that run the border. So coyotes are usually the ones who act as the guides of the deserts and show you the way to the US. The coyotes usually offer two options, which you can choose between a walk to the US or a truck drive to the US. The cost for these usually varies, but is usually around 100 US dollars, but is a fortune in Mexico. So the last and most important section of this book talks about is the deaths and passing of men, women, and children. The story talks about the survivors having to rely on drinking their own pee because they have no water. Even then, only very little pee comes out because they are so dehydrated from water. Another one of the most common scariest ways people have passed away in the desert is by being abandoned by their coyotes, also known as their guides. They have no idea where to go, no food, no water, just the fear of knowing you're going to pass away without anyone knowing what happened to you. One of the stories that specifically broke my heart was when they witnessed a deceased mother lying on the floor, breastfeeding her child as her last moments before she died. Alongside her was her baby that was all shriveled up and dried from the sun. So, in my opinion, I scored this score of 3 because it is a very challenging book to read, both in the sense of reading it physically and also is in the context of the book. It's a very tedious book to read near the beginning of the book because of the complex political and governmental ideas and systems it mentions. However, the context and overall message of the book is what carries the story, and the sad tragedies of what happened to these people in the desert is what really brings like the harsh reality and what really happens in Mexico and at the border. So I would only recommend this book if you're willing to be patient and willing to deeply understand what the book is trying to tell you and the tragedies they want to share. So this is my works cited, and thank you.